Do you like supporting artists? Do you like nerdy things like Dungeons and Dragons? Then Co-op Creations SD is the store for you. You can find adorable dragons, menacing mind flayers, and jealous jelly cubes to accompany you on your adventures. Need a way to safely transport your math rocks? Then their homemade dice bags will keep your click-clacks warm. Stop on by their Etsy page soon, as stock is limited. And welcome back to Season 2 of Campaigns of the Plains. This is episode 28. So, who would like to recap?
Oh, I got this. So fresh in my mind, we just played.
Just talked about this.
Okay, so here's what we got for notes. Ilar sent out spies to figure out where we're heading next, where we're needed next. And he told us that it would take about a week, so we have a week to, like, I don't know, chill or whatever. And he knew the Grand Maester wasn't dead this whole time, so, you know, he's somewhere safe is all he told us, apparently. I don't remember any of this. Okay. Oh, and we got some new things. White staff that does stuff. A black staff also does stuff. I wrote what they did down, but I'm not going to
call it a white staff.
Oh.
But I'm not going to tell you what they do, because watch the episode. We also got Libra's eye bangles that require attunement. And Becky and I each took one. They do stuff too. Watch the episode again. You'll find out what they do. And then Becky, Din, and Elly went to hunt a bear. And we met Gregor the Beastmaster Huntmaster. And we went to find a bear, and the bear was in the den, and it was dead. But it's okay, because it had 4 living babies, and we took one of them and named him Mole. And it's a dire baby bear, so it is in fact the size of a regular bear. I got a new mentor at the end of the episode who is also a vision summoner, and that's what I wrote down. And that's it. I feel like I missed some things, but that's what I wrote down. The title of my notes is "Don't Tell the Bear." That's what I got.
Right. It's pretty confusing, yes. Travis, do you want to clean that up a bit? We usually have you clean it up a bit.
Wow, I'm clean.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not use the word clean. That's a little...
Are you offended?
Well, not appropriate. But that's another story for another time, boys. Right?
Different story.
I pointed at a monitor. That's not my point there. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think they're below you, actually.
Are they? Are they Jan Brady?
Wait, I don't know what the level of order is.
Oh, Jan Brady. Oh, you're
Okay,
Cindy.
they're bottom.
Hey, Jan.
They're
For those
bottom.
listening in on the podcast, watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, then you can see us point at
I
each
think
other.
they're verse, but I don't want to table on things.
So, not to clean it up, but to maybe clarify some certain points.
Oh, okay, there we
yes, we kind of were just picking up after the big party after defeating Garuda and pushing the bad cops out of town, essentially. And the girls, returned their dresses to the dressmaker who had loaned them out the night. Specifically, Becky and Milos went to redress them. The dressmaker was back from where Milos came from, and she had a fascination with and made a bargain with Becky that the girls could keep their dresses for a lock of hair. Naturally, Becky was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so that happened. But then, yes, the girls did go out and hunt a bear, and along the way made some friends, including Gregor, the Huntmaster, and little baby Maul, who is In's new ward. Then Marquies also met the weird gnome alchemist, William. Yes, William. And he likes to say, drink it.
Drink it?
Drink it.
Drink it.
Oh, yeah, this is all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Calm down, Celine Dion.
And I believe Marquis made off with a lot of new alchemy items. And we kind of left off there, looking forward to a week of downtime, I believe, while our allies were gathering information about what the enemy forces were doing, and we were making appropriate preparations and getting ready to travel again.
Sounds about right to me. So we will pick up on the next day. The light creeps into the living space of Elar, as you guys have not quite procured any type of lodgings for yourselves, opting to...
Need to?
What?
Why would we need to?
And now you know why you have not procured any type of lodging, because Elly would just rather, stay with her former summoner teacher. But anyway, light creeps in, starts to spread inside this tree abode, reaching some of you, starting to warm you, shake you from rest. Elly, the sun's up. It looks like the sun's been up
Oh, goodness, I think
for a
it's
while.
a beautiful morning. I think I'll have some coffee. I'm gonna go make coffee for everyone. Poppy's just like bouncing at the door, like looking concerned, and she's like, Poppy? She can hear Poppy in her head go, we have a meeting at dawn, which was like an hour ago. Oh, shit. And then she just like runs. Like, she hasn't even gotten dressed. She's still in like her pajamas.
Sure.
Night dress. She grabs like a robe off of the chair and flips it on, and then just like starts taking off with Poppy bouncing behind her.
All right.
And you guys all hear the door go whack as it slams shut behind her.
And that definitely wakes up a majority of you. But yes, Elly, you are off to the races, making for the center of town, where the mysterious letter that was delivered to you via Tonberry arrived yesterday, told you to meet with your new teacher.
Poppy, why didn't you wake me up? I told you to wake me up.
Poppy, like, trying to trot and keep up with you, just kind of gives you an annoyed look.
What? I told you before dawn we needed to go, and you said you'd wake me up.
And, like, you look at, like, your arm, and you see, like, little tiny teeth marks where she had tried to, like, wake you up by, like, biting you in different places.
Oh, well, I stayed up really late reading a really good book. So, I got distracted, and it was a really good part. So, it's fine. Maybe she's still there.
So, you make your way past the din of this, not city, but smaller town. Definitely not the capital. But you are reminded along the way, as you start to smell the morning bread being sold in the marketplace, that you have not eaten at all
I stopped
either.
For bread.
What?
I stopped for bread.
You stopped for
I
bread?
definitely stopped for bread.
All right.
I'm running, I'm
Another
hungry, and then I go,
detour.
oh, is that pumpernickel?
And you see a tiny Mikote woman. She is putting out fresh loaves, and she says, "Oh no, this is my cinnamon raisin bread."
Cinnamon and raisins? I'll take two.
Is that no to cinnamon raisin or no to juice?
No to juice. Don't you juice, boys?
Just say
Poor
no.
girls.
Just say no to juice.
Say no to juice. I'm 40 and I made bad decisions in my life since I was about 19. And juice is number 3.
I thought you were 25.
Oh, I'm 25. How old am I? 25.
25.
I've made decisions in the past, 5 years.
Yeah, there you
Juice
go.
is one of them. I finished it, though. I did the juice. The juice is loose.
Juice challenge.
The juice is loose.
Hashtag juice challenge.
Finish it with the summer edition Red Bull, though? I approve.
Hey, Christian.
Are we getting
can
paid?
In post, add a little, shooting star that says the more you know about Eric.
Yeah, there we go.
Also,
Not
I
a
did
spawn, guys.
ate a whole bag of popcorn, so I am a little shiny.
Okay. Back in character. I'll take two.
All right, she starts getting them wrapped up in a little cloth for
Poppy's
you.
bouncing around beside me, making
She is bouncing,
noises.
but she is trying to get your attention and like hitting you with her head.
Do you have treats? Do you have cat treats?
And she just keeps hitting your head, and she's like, "I make bread. What cat treats?"
I rip off a little piece of the bread that I just bought and give it to Poppy.
She's not even that's not what she's after.
What?
That's not what she's after. She's bouncing her head off of your shins and
wrong?
looking
What?
behind you.
What's wrong? Are you okay? I pick Poppy up. It's okay. I know.
She
it's a big
struggles
city.
to get out of your
Wait,
arms
wait.
and
Just calm
jumps out of your arms and then
You're not a real cat.
Kick it.
What?
she is now pointer dog pointed behind you.
I turn around.
You see standing there a woman with what may have once been flame red hair and kind of this almost pink complexion to her skin. She is standing with her arms kind of behind her back and staring daggers into you. She is dressed in these fine silver robes with green trim, and she has horn on her head. And you see now standing at her feet, by her side, the same familiar Tonberry.
I think I've seen you somewhere before. I ignore her, but leaning down to the Tonberry. Hello. Would you like some bread? I just bought some. I grab my loaves of bread.
As you turn around to grab your loaves and pay for your loaves of bread and everything, you turn long enough, but you turn back to ask the Tonberry if he would like some bread, and the Tonberry is already at your feet, with a really weird swiftness compared to how he left last night.
Oh, you're fast.
And he has this little kitchen knife in his hand.
Oh, perfect for cutting the bread. I hold the bread down.
And he stabs one of your fingers. You take
600
Oh my god.
You take 2 points of piercing damage.
Excuse.
That'd be a Cutco knife. That was a sharp knife.
It hurt. Your Tonberry hurt me.
You're late.
For what?
Hey.
Wait, I know this. Wait, I have an answer to this.
Oh god.
Wait, did I write down a name? Oh, I don't have a name.
Follow me.
You're the summoner I was supposed to meet at dawn. I'm late, but I have bread for you.
She just turns to the side and starts walking, and the Tonberry turns around and starts doing a little slow waddle to follow her.
Poppy, why didn't you tell me she was behind me?
And Poppy just looks at you exasperated.
Oh, we better be on our best behavior today.
And she's looking at you
I need a piece of bread.
yeah. So are you following this woman?
I cinch up my robe a little better and I go, oh no, I forgot my summoner horn. I hope I don't need it. Poppy, did you by chance? No, probably not. Okay, let's keep going.
So you follow this woman, and she actually ends up leaving one of the gates, going out of the eastern city gate.
Outside! Oh, I looked down at my feet and I'm just wearing slippers. Oh, dear. They're heeled slippers, obviously.
And she hasn't said a single word or even acknowledged that you were even following, no matter
I'm
how much
her,
you...
just quietly eating my bread.
There's a little bit of a crunch to it because of the outer...
For once in a while, I'm like, this is really good. I offer Poppy a piece.
She continues to walk for a solid 10 minutes until you see this small cottage home set back into this... It's not even a horse path or a road or anything like that. It is literally a footpath that just barely breaks through the shrub of coverage.
Do you live here? Or is this a vacation home?
Still no acknowledgement as she walks towards the cottage.
She probably lives here. Yeah.
Could be.
Oh, is it a rental?
She reaches the cottage and she finally turns around and she just kind of looks you up and down and just sighs.
This isn't my normal everyday wear. I didn't have time to get dressed, so and my slipper, I'm sorry. Poppy tried to wake me up. I point to my arm. But I was reading this really good book. It's about my friend.
Enough.
But he's really famous.
Enough.
Okay. I've almost finished the second volume.
Enough.
Okay.
You're a failed summoner who can somehow summon visions.
Yes, I'm glad we're on the same page here.
And let me guess, these visions just magically appear.
Well, I summoned them a little.
Yes, I suppose that is what you have going for you. You managed to summon something, and you're pretty proud of it.
I mean, I've summoned Poppy. She's alright. Right, Poppy?
Shite.
Yeah.
And this woman standing before you says, you give no thought to this at all. When you first summoned a vision, you didn't think of why did you summon this vision, or how did you summon this vision, did you?
Well, that's not true at all. I was very concerned that I was summoning dead people, and then I thought I could summon my friends if they were dead, and that made me very sad. But when I summoned the first one, I thought, well, we need help and somebody to heal my friends because they were dying. And what do you know? We got someone that could heal.
You're very lucky.
Yeah. But no, sometimes I'm not.
You're lucky to even be alive.
Oh, yes, I have. It's been a very troubling few weeks. I've almost died a few times. Asher really did die. He's alive now, though. And Marquies is, well, I mean, I really don't know about... I don't really know if he's alive or dead, to be honest with you.
Do you even know what these visions are that you are summoning?
Oh, yes, they're summoners of the past.
They're not summoners.
Are you sure? Because I had a vision of one of them, and they were a summoner, and now they're not anything because they are Garuda.
They're not all summoners.
Oh, that one was, though.
She just kind of blinks blind, like just...
Oh, but they are heroes!
Slowly at you.
Because I've seen visions of some of them. The one named Cecil, he was a hero.
You're not entirely incorrect.
Oh, and my friend has his armor.
Great.
I have to remember to tell him Rydia said hello. And she's sorry, I think.
Do you... And she's just kind of exasperated at this point, and she says, do you know any of the dangers of summoning these visions?
Sometimes they blow up my friends, and sometimes they heal my friends.
That's the very least that could happen.
Oh, for the most part, they've been very helpful. They usually take advice from me. They wait for me to tell them what to do.
Not all visions are heroes.
Oh, well, that's problematic.
Yes, quite.
Oh.
Especially if a vision decides that it is powerful enough to overtake you and possess your body.
Oh.
The more powerful the vision, the more problematic that can be.
Poppy, would you let a vision take my body over?
And she's just like...
I don't think that they could take you over. Maybe they could, though. Oh. That seems problematic. I don't want that to happen.
You don't even know how regular summoning works, do you?
I can summon Poppy. I tried to
Do you
summon...
know what Poppy is?
She's Poppy. She's a carbuncle. I met the big one.
Yes, and she points at her feet. This is just a tonberry.
I haven't met the big one. The big carbuncle was very lazy.
When you become a summoner, the essence that you summon, you reshape it into an esper, an aeon, through sheer pact and will. It is your will over them.
Oh.
If your will is not strong enough, they will take you over.
Poppy, you wouldn't, would you?
Poppy's just like, meow. Kind of shrugs her shoulders a little bit.
But I give you milk every morning. I forgot this morning because we were late. But I'll give you milk later on.
Oh, they're lactose intolerant.
Not Poppy, she's fake.
Oh, yeah. They love milk.
Mm-hmm.
These creatures don't need to eat.
Poppy seems to enjoy it.
It's an act.
You don't really enjoy it, Poppy?
Poppy again shrugs her shoulders.
Do you at least, snuggles with Asher?
And she kind of, gives you a nod of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do some days.
But this woman in front of you says, when you first summon, you place your ether out into the world like a hook and bait for a packed creature to form a bond with you. This bond is a sharing of ether. When you actually summon an aeon
or an esper, or, gods forbid, a vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tug of war with that eighth.
Oh, well, so far it seems to be going pretty well.
Yes, what else can you summon besides Poppy?
Well, there was the girl with the green hair, the girl in the white dress, the
Luck.
giant chocobo.
You have had luck so far. You have summoned heroes thus far.
Yeah.
What if you would have summoned, say, a villain?
Oh, well, maybe they were nice. Yeah.
You could have been possessed. Do you know what happened to the last summoner that was able to summon visions who were possessed by a villain of the past?
Did they die?
No.
Oh.
Not right away, at least.
Oh, what happened?
You know our city's capital, Vadalos, used to be a volcano in the past, correct?
No?
It is a crater now.
Oh.
A crater in which the city of Vadalos exists.
Uh-huh. So?
She kind of rolls her eyes.
Oh, the volcano erupted!
Do you know why the volcano erupted?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it was probably the possessed summoner.
You're getting better at this. She goes over to a small storage box, wooden storage box that's on the outside, and she reaches inside and pulls out one of these vision spheres that you've seen before that has a recording of the past. And she places it on the ground and turns the metal ring around it. And all of a sudden, the area around you is engulfed in this vision, and you see Vadalos in the past, this volcano. And on top, floating above said volcano, is a woman, very tall. She's got big build, kind of green toned skin, and this white hair that's been pulled back into an ornate kind of braid. She's laughing very, very hysterically, and in a moment you catch a glimpse of this aura coming off of her and see this spectral vision behind her of this man with blonde hair, kind of disheveled but pulled back into a pony, white face paint with a couple of other like red and blue different symbols painted on his face, and his clothes are multicolored, striped here, polka dotted here, and pretty funny shoes with bells on them. And he is laughing hysterically, and you see as the summoner pulls their hand up and this giant orb of golden energy floats down into the volcano, and suddenly the volcano flashes.
I grab Poppy and hold her like this, like with her paws like this and her legs dangling, and I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me. I already almost killed my friends once with a misplaced, like, I think it was some kind of meteor. That was an accident. I don't want to kill them with a volcano.
Well, that summoner's guardians were on that volcano,
Oh dear.
along with a village.
I'm not entirely sure if Marquies can die again, but everyone else I'm concerned for. And all the people are dead too, huh? Okay, so how do I control this?
Like I said, it is a tug of war of aether, as well as emotions,
Oh, that's not good.
and knowledge of those that have inhabited this land before you,
Oh,
those that now drift along the life stream.
okay. Well, I like to read books about them.
Fortunately, there are.
Oh, that's good.
You will be here for the next 4 days,
Oh.
studying.
Oh, can I get more clothes?
She just kind of rolls her eyes. Come inside.
Oh, okay. Wait, will you help me figure out how to summon Titan, Garuda?
You will learn your basics,
Yes.
yes.
Originally I was trying to summon Titan, and then I summoned the wrong thing.
She just starts heading inside. She's not even paying attention to what you're
Marquies
saying.
thinks it's because
She closes the door.
Oh, but you told me inside, I'm confused.
Poppy's just like goes towards the door
Oh,
and like paws at it.
That's fair. Okay, I go inside.
All right. So the rest of you, Idilars, you hear some scuffling of somebody stirring, and you're barely starting to stir awake, and then all of a sudden you hear a quickening of feet and a slamming of the door.
I just go back to writing.
Damn it, Becky. I mean, Elly. I'm even starting. I just sit up and do one of those. know that was Elly? Because chaos follows her everywhere. And it doesn't follow you? I am.
You say I am chaos?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am chaos.
Sure, Becky. You're chaos. Yep. Way too early for this. Let's just go get some breakfast and oh fuck. Oh. The docket for today. We just chilling, hanging out with this new bear you guys brought back.
That bear's still out, by the way.
That's the thing. Whatever. I'm on vacation, okay? We've been trekking across the country and, like, we took down, like, 2 would-be gods and, like, I don't have anything on my list to do. So, y'all just need to figure out what you're doing. I mean, I'm sure we could find some trouble with it in the city. Maybe. That might be on the docket.
So you guys are gonna try to find some food.
Yeah. We'll look around in the kitchen and see if there's anything prepared.
So you know from having been here now long enough that the kitchen really is just mostly for show. It's for food being brought up from the communal kitchen to be redistributed. Basically, everything is already made by a large kitchen downstairs, and there is a communal eating place in the middle of this tree. So there are a number of like long bench tables that are set up. So really, all you got to do is go downstairs, and it's basically like a food buffet every time. So unless, of course, you want to go out and eat at like a restaurant or what have you.
We're at one of those all-inclusive resorts.
No, you're kind of at a commune.
Okay.
We need to go. We need to go now.
It's not a cult.
It's not a cult.
Well, I will grab my stuff and wake everybody up if they're not up already, and push Asher, make sure he's up, be like, we're going to go down and get some food if you want to join us. I mean, it looks like Marquies is busy. Maybe you can join him if you would prefer to sleep in. How are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
Emotionally drained, but hungry.
Fair enough.
I have a t-shirt that says.
Yeah.
If not,
What?
we probably should. Let's make that. Someone make
Yeah.
that. I would wear that.
Emotionally drained but
Yeah.
hungry?
Emotionally drained, but always hungry.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. You have a cricket. You can just make it.
It's a lot of work, and like I only use that around Christmas. That comes out like December 13th, and then I can make some stuff.
Yeah, is Din already up and at him, or is
No.
she still in?
Din is
Cuddling with your bear?
There's a bear, there's Din, and there's a wall, so she's in between.
Oh, there's just a bear here. Where did it go?
Yeah, there's a bear. I was cuddling.
There's a bear! We know there's a bear?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
saw the bear last time.
Just didn't go with the bear.
It's been 3 months, people.
Uh,
I'm not
I
sure
will-
what character. Is it Michael?
I will look over at Din and the bear and be like, I don't know if they'll feed the bear, but you're more than welcome to join us.
You just see like a hand sticking out over the bear.
Behind, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Bears eat honey? What do bears eat?
I mean, fruit,
Tourist and
Me?
honey?
Anything?
yeah, whatever they can get their hands. I'll look over at Marquies, who's busy writing in his journal, and be like, are you going to join us, or are you a little too busy? Eat already?
What are you doing? Doesn't sound like you've actually got a full plan yet.
We're just going to go eat breakfast. What? I mean, do you need an agenda for the day just to go eat?
Where do you plan on going?
The communal lunch breakfast area downstairs?
They have one of those.
Marquies has been just so wrapped up in his formulas that he's probably been just brought food mostly at this point, I'm guessing.
It's Elly. She just
It's
every
Elly.
once in a while sits up next to him.
Yep, exactly.
Well, if you prefer, we can just bring some leftovers with us on the way back, since Elly is busy this morning.
We've never seen him eat.
Can't tend to.
You have never actually witnessed.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if he eats.
When we were at Mother Matoya's, he went into another room to eat, which is why Elly just leaves food and then leaves him so that he can eat.
Yeah, I don't know if he eats because he's undead or he eats because he hasn't.
He doesn't want us to see his face.
We
It's
should probably.
It's because he's so handsome we will be blinded to death.
The Ark of the Covenant. Just all our face melts. TPK.
It's so beautiful!
Yeah.
You all take 10d10 radiant damage.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, God.
We should probably slumber party this kid. We'll make him
Yeah.
pass out and take a mask off.
Oh boy.
And draw his face and put his mask back on.
Stick his hand in some-
Yeah.
Oh.
Piss his robes.
He's got to change now.
Yeah. Do you wear leather? I feel like it's
He
like a leather
does.
robe.
Yep.
It's all leathers.
Yeah, it already smells like piss. What is it?
Mhm. Well,
Let's go down to this continental breakfast. I hope they have waffles.
we'll find out. I mean, I'm sure it's lots of vegetarian stuff. So
I'll actually go with.
All right. Tagging along, so it seems like everybody but Din and the bear are
I
headed
will make a bear.
barrel.
Barrel.
Din rolls over, like grabs the bear's leg and like fireman's carry and just puts it up on her shoulders and
Holy
like
shit.
starts heading
It's not
down.
even 5 foot carrying a bear.
You rustled bigger things.
It's a baby. It's a dire bear, but it's a baby.
Sure.
It loves it.
Oh my god.
Doesn't know any better now. So yeah, you guys head down to the communal breakfast, the communal eating area. They have a number of things. They do have. It's not just like vegetarian elven fare. It's like you've got fruits. You've got people who've baked bread. You do have some breakfast meats like bacon and sausage, that kind of thing. So eggs. You've got your choice. It's basically a buffet.
I feel like Asher gets a plate and immediately starts stacking the appropriate things to make like the perfect base on his plate. So it just kind of like, you start with like the sausages and you like make that little like Lincoln log thing, fill it with like eggs, and then it just stacks in a perfect tower.
He puts his forging skills to use.
Yeah, it's really math. It's architecture.
Sure.
It's breakfast architecture.
Well, you guys gather your food. I'm assuming you're all sitting at the same table. You get lots of weird fucking looks because you have a bear on your shoulders. And as you're like going through the buffet, it's like using its tongue to like grab things up and just eat things as you're like trying to prepare a plate with a bear on your shoulders.
It's like my new fur scarf.
Yep.
What a shrug.
Do you have Dirk out too?
No, I'm just the bear.
Okay.
I could.
Just send them all
What's
out.
the bear's name? Did we name the bear?
Maul.
well,
Maul.
Yep.
I need like a cheater sheet, like
Of all the
what all they are.
pets.
mhm.
Yep. So you guys all sit at one table, and some or most of the merriment has kind of died down since it seems like the city's a little freer at this point, or at least you've been told that. It seems like a lot of the people were getting resentful of the Guardians' way of running the city. It seemed like a breath of fresh air is kind of blown through the city. You don't see the number of guards that you had seen almost at every juncture wearing that familiar white and gold armament of the Guardians. You do every once in a while see one of the Wood Whalers, the Guardians of the Forest, every once in a while in their wooden masks and their green and silver kind of get up. Not very often. I mean, there's a peacekeeping force here, but it seems like they're way more interested in letting the people be. They're there, but they're not breathing down everybody's necks. So there's a lot more jovialment. People at your guys' side that are sitting maybe a couple feet apart from you are laughing and sharing the news. Everything seems to be going, pretty well. But there is a group that is sitting at a table to your backs that seem to kind of be not necessarily trying to keep people from hearing them, just speaking in hushed tones as not to ruin the mood. One of them you hear kind of pipes up suddenly with, "They'll be here soon," and somebody's like, "Shh, shh."
Which one of us, if any, hear that line?
Just depends on who's sitting on what side. Who's sitting next to whom, I guess.
Well, it'd probably be 3 and 2 to give the bear extra room.
Well, fair enough. 3 and 3, I think you mean, with the bear.
Right. Well, it depends if the bear is sitting or is just like hanging out as a scarf around her neck.
Oh my god.
I don't know, how do you have Maul eating with you, since you can talk to him and tell him what to do?
I would hope he's actually sitting down.
Sitting like a real person at a table?
Yeah.
He looks really awkward. He's got both of his paws on the table, like with a plate between him, and Din's like telling him to have table manners, but all you hear is as
I
Din
just
is
like,
like,
I like the image of this bear sitting here like this,
You clipped it.
and then
no.
Din
That's
and Maul just.
Yeah, they're having full conversations in bear guttural, so.
That guy looks like he's about to run a heist.
But yeah, I would say the bear is kind of loud, so whoever's sitting on the opposite side of the bear would probably overhear this conversation.
I probably would not be sitting next to the bear because I'd be worried that it would try and...
Each food.
Yeah, I'll probably be sitting next to
You did help get it.
It's
Yeah.
fair.
him. He's used to me.
Oh, he's the daddy.
Yeah.
So it
Oh,
would
he's
be
the mommy.
it'd be the three of you, Asher, Marquies, and Milos. So the ladies are sitting on one side, the gentlemen sitting on the other.
As it should be.
As it should be. So, gentlemen, you overhear these people behind you suddenly speak. Like, one of them speaks up, like, "They'll be here soon," and then, like, whole party, not just one or two people, like, the whole party that's sitting at that table with them is like, "Shh!" And, like, they kind of look around a little bit at everybody for a second, and then kind of continue to speak in that hushed tone. Sorry.
I would just kind of make eyes with everyone at the table, and kind of like nod my head back to acknowledge, like, hey, did you hear that? Type of thing, but not verbalize anything. Just kind of non-verbal cues to try and get everyone to like pay attention, because I'm not super perceptive.
So, three of you gentlemen, Milos kind of looks at you, since you'd be on the same side of the table, and kind of like motions back towards the table ever so subtly.
I just kind of give him a slight nod, which I guess looks a little more exaggerated.
With the beak, just
Yeah, it looks like you're trying to peck at your food.
Speaking of, are you like shoving food up inside the
No, I'm
bathroom?
not eating.
You're not eating, okay.
Like, I have food, but I'm not eating it.
Do you have a drink with your straw though?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
You have to go like this?
It's kind of like...
He's got the straw, yeah, it's kind of at an angle.
What you don't know is that Marquis invented the straw in this world
Mm-hmm.
simply so he could consume liquids
Food without
having to hide somewhere.
Anyway, are you gentlemen on the side, are you trying to take a closer listen?
Yeah, I would probably
or-
like just lean back, like stretch, and be like, "Oh!" I'd probably lean back and figure out what's going on.
All right, go ahead if you are trying to listen in, and make me a perception check.
The juice really makes it hard to read.
The juice is loose.
The juice is. Oh,
Oh, that's really bad. Perception is only a 4.
4,
12.
12,
13.
13. All right.
Those are words they're saying.
Actually, Asher, you're the only one that, even given your trying to, mask it, you lean back far enough as you stretch, and you are actually the only one that kind of catches what they're saying. It's a super hushed tone, but they're leaned in awfully close to each other. But you pick up, I heard the Guardians are supposed to be here by tomorrow. They're going to try to retake the city. And another one, another gentleman that's sitting next to him is like, I heard they've been retaking the cities all over, not just here. I mean, they've already got an iron grasp on the capital. And then there is a lady that's sitting at that table. It looks like she is one of the wood whalers, and she, through her mask, and you just barely make this out, says, we've gotten some reports about our forces meeting theirs, and it's not good. And another one you hear say, does this mean civil war? And then, like, you lean back a little too far, and they just kind of, they shut up.
He goes to go, sorry, you guys have any maple syrup? I need some for this pancakes. No? Okay.
Berry.
Yeah, the bear. The bear it's like honey based. Loves it. Loves it. Maybe like, did you guys hear that? The Guardians are coming.
Yeah, something about a
They're talking about
civil war, potentially.
Now, are you guys talking about this out loud, or are you keeping it hushed
Hushed tones, I
at
would
this
imagine.
tone?
Stage whisper.
Stage whisper?
Yes.
There's
Okay.
a lot of just like cutlery sounds as well. Imagine.
So yeah, you get this news that there might be civil war breaking out in the land, and it sounds like a force of guardians is on their way to the city here to try to retake it.
There goes my vacation.
I mean, potentially we have at least a day to prepare for whatever may come.
I think I could hit Bob before then again.
Sure, yes, could.
Or we could prepare for war.
That's probably the better answer. As much as we all need a spa day, believe me. I'll be right there with you in the mud bath, but probably should tell Thomas.
So, this news kind of dampers your morning a little bit, as you know that Elar's forces, he uses spies through the Wood Whalers, and then that's really the only force that's opposing the Guardians at this point here.
What's
Do we maybe talk to these people and get them to spill the beans on what they know? If we know which way they're coming from, maybe we could get some people together and cut them off at the path.
you should.
Do you really think we're a match for an entire army?
No, but if they're coming through the forest, there's plenty of places to hide.
Oh, hey, we lost you.
What?
Oh, we lost you for a second.
Oh,
Just repeat your last line.
there's plenty of places to hide and ambush.
At the same spot in that sentence every time.
I think you just need to speak up, honey. I think your inflection is just causing...
There's plenty of places to hide and ambush in the forest. How about that?
That's good.
Okay.
Well, yes. And these people are likely much more equipped to fight in a forest than whoever's coming here is.
We should rev up the guys out front of us, behind you guys. We should rev them up.
Why do you
Wait.
want to fight them?
Very good.
Why do you know? They
The bear mimics with its claws,
Oh no, they're gonna
mimics Din, and is like this.
just like
We gotta find out what they know, right?
yes, but you can do that by just asking them.
Totally.
Why do
Well,
we need to fight him? I'm not against.
you know
I just
what?
want to know justification.
how about this, Becky? I know you have no charm, but go and break the ice anyway.
Why are you suggesting she break the ice?
Yeah, I feel like Milos is a little more charismatic and friendly.
I was
I
actually
don't have
just kind
charm.
of yes, no, you
The
have.
fuck, asshole.
You did it. I just
Yeah.
said he's a little more regal. He's got that royalty shit going on.
Literally raised as a diplomat.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
exactly.
the
We're
word.
not looking for a diplomat here.
Are we?
Just because I
Yeah.
was raised like that doesn't mean I can't
Oh,
talk.
well then let's just hit him. Then my sword will do the diplomatic talking. It's diplomatic talking or steel.
Right,
Elly's
right.
sitting there thinking, I should have told him not to cause any violence.
Just remember that scene from Lethal Weapon 2, Diplomatic Immunity.
I'm too old for that shit.
Oh, that too.
So Becky gets up.
Oh no.
She strolls over to the ugliest one at the table and flings her legs over his lap and sits down and says, "Hey, I'm new in town. What's going on?"
Well, now I feel like she's just trying to prove a point.
I'm trying to get a point.
Ew, God.
Yeah.
So, you roll me a d6, since there are 6 of them, and we'll see which one out of this group is the ugliest, we'll say.
One.
1, okay. So, there's this dwarven male sitting at the table, and he has half an ear on his right side. It looks like his nose is about 3/4 of his face, because it's been broken and reset a few times. He's got one milky eye and half an eyebrow missing on one side.
Yeah.
He's got, like, his hair back in the quintessential dwarven braid, but for some reason, like, it looks like his hair was pulled out at the roots, like, up front. And he just kind of, like, looks down your leg and looks back up you, and, like, when he smiles at a pretty young woman, like, throwing a leg across his lap, you see that he's missing in all of his teeth except for, like, one right tooth. Hey there, pretty lady.
We call him the can opener. He just does that. You can't open any can.
Disgusting!
Pleasure to meet you here. Quite a sight. They call me the Boulder.
The boulder?
Yeah. I'm rock hard, baby.
Oh! I just... Done.
Wow. That's ironic because I think it's softy.
Go ahead and roll me a bluff check with advantage.
Wow.
Okay, I don't need advantage. That's a natural 20.
He is all about you. He is like, oh yeah, I might be willing to turn putty in your embrace.
Dave, we are just new in town and just want to know if there's anything important we should know.
Like what? Where to eat? Or
Well, we were just wondering if, like, those guardians are going to come back. So scared of them.
oh, don't worry about them. We scared them out of the town. And he kind of looks over at his friends, and his friends are like giving him that "shut the fuck up" look. And he's like, "Yeah, they're not coming back. It's fine." You can tell that he's. What's your passive? Not perception, but
Insight.
insight. Yeah.
It would be 6 plus whatever.
It's 10 base.
Is it 10 base? So 16.
60. Yeah. No, he's lying out his tooth.
Okay. Oh, yeah? Do you have, like, guards out there protecting us?
Yeah, I mean, and he points to the female that's sitting with them, the woodwheeler, and he's like, "Oh, we've got the woodwhalers. They won't let him in. And he kind of is looking at everybody. Like, you feel underneath the table, you feel like there's another foot grinding into his foot at this point. And he's, like, trying real hard not to grimace at the pain. He's like, yeah, we're safe.
Well, I know some tough people that might want to help out and keep those nasty guardians away. Who do you talk to get signed up for that?
Well, you could talk to... And he looks over at this woman, and this woman is just, like... Through her mask, you can see her eyes, and she is, like, staring fucking daggers into him. And he's like, you could talk to Boren here. She's head of the guard. She'd be more than happy to help you.
Boren?
And you hear this voice a little deeper than normal, and she's like, yeah.
I swing my legs back off of the dwarf, and I stare Boren directly in the face, and I'm like, alright, we heard what you're talking about. Spill the beans.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Guardians coming back.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah.
She, like, her eyes beneath the mask, like, shoot wide, and she literally... What's your strength score?
My strength, 14.
She literally, like, grabs you, like, by the back of the neck and, like, swings you, like, around so you guys are facing away from the mass of people, and she kind of, like, pulls you in next to her and, like, down a little bit so that you guys are, like, a little bit lower down and, like, away from earshot of most people, and she says, "Shut up. Do you want to start a mass panic here?"
No. I want to stop a mass casualty. Look, it might be a little thing, but we just took on Garuda, and before that we took on Titan.
I know what you've done. I've heard it from Elar.
All I'm saying is, we have some skills to contribute, and I just would like to know if there's any way we can stop the Guardians from taking this town again. I kind of like the vibe.
If you want to do something to help, first of all, don't say anything to anyone. Second of all, and she kind of looks back at your table where everybody is sitting and says, we appreciate the help. Why don't you meet me at the Southern Guard Post in about an hour?
You got it, dude.
She releases the back of your neck, and yeah, she was definitely strong. So, I mean, being captain of the guard, obviously you have to be. She was very, very strongly built, and she kind of releases you to go back to your table, and you, I'm assuming, relay this information to everyone.
Yes.
Are the rest of you actually going with Becky to the guard post?
Yeah, I want to do one thing before we get too far.
Sure.
Just because it's something new that we haven't roleplayed.
Mm-hmm.
Like class-wise.
Sure.
But that can just be like a quick aside.
Yeah, I mean, are you breaking away from the group to do this, or?
Yeah. I would say I will meet you guys at the Southern Guard Post. I have to do my morning ritual quick, but I will meet you guys there, and I would break off.
All right. So Milos leaves you guys to find your way to the Southern Guard Post. You have an hour if you wish to do anything before you go. So if there's something quick you want to do.
Was that charming enough, Marquis?
This was great. You did really well when you are trying to prove a point. I'm proud of you.
I would have scowled at you if I was there.
All right. So yeah, if you guys want to do anything individually before you head out, you certainly may. This is just a meeting that you're having. It's nothing, extensive, obvious. So we'll start with Milos. Where are you heading?
Just a little ways, probably a little outside the city, to kind of just find a small clearing or a stump or a rock, and just do my daily, commuting, getting a sense of the area and the earth and all of the nature around us, and just have, that Zen moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if I have to specifically choose to summon the marshal or not. But if I have to choose, I will choose to do so. But I don't know if I'm assuming Milos is familiar with marshaling. But I don't know if I would know I can do that yet. If that makes sense.
This is definitely the first time that during your morning commune with nature and with the elements that you feel something different. You have heard of marshalling before. It is something that only the geomancers of legend have been able to do. Those who are on a path towards greatness, who have been able to clearly hear the sound of the elements. Most people that that can do geomancy typically are up to the level of which you have achieved. There are some who have greater prowess, but this, for the first time, you hear the element that you reach out to with your commune. You swear you hear a voice. Which element are you reaching out for today?
Earth.
Earth? As you find a clearing and find a sufficiently flat stone upon which to sit and reach equally out to all of the local elements, how do you commune with nature? Do you request their assistance? Do you demand their assistance?
I think what I would do is I would take out my bell and sit crisscross applesauce. Even to the point of getting my feet into that really uncomfortable yoga position. But I'm sure Milos can do it his entire life.
Yeah.
So he would get in that position and just ring his bell and just hear it echo throughout the area, and like listen to how it reverberates off of the trees, and listen for all of the nature that potentially responds to it. Either like some birds or just like the flapping of wings of a butterfly or something just in the area, and just kind of let the day wash over him, and feel the sun and just listen and feel the vibrations of the earth around him, and kind of just let that flow in and out of him, and kind of in his own mind think of how the earth is so giving, and how there's that give and take of tending to the earth, and it gives us food and nutrients and like that whole cycle, and just kind of like reflecting on everything.
Sure. So when you ring your bell, you always listen for a response to what elements may be there. There's always a specific sound that comes with those that are most in tune with the area that you're at. Perhaps the roaring of fire, or the soft breeze, or maybe even perhaps the sound of leaves growing and blowing in the wind. Whatever seems to be the strongest in the area. Each element has its own sound, but today, since you are focusing on the earth itself, you hear that similar sound of the earth, of things growing inside the earth, of water splitting through a veil. You hear, however, a voice within that sound that says, in this deep, gravelly voice, "Who calls upon us?"
Milos Novak?
Milos, you hear us.
Yes? I hear you? Who is us?
You open your eyes from your meditative state, and you feel a presence. Presences. As you open your eyes, and you now see these motes of light appear before you. They have this earthen color tone to them, this deep brown, and they pulse when they speak as if part of the same mind, and they begin to take shape into what looks close to your totem, of what you see when you summon an earthen totem. That arcane shape, almost like a rune of a language long since lost. And as they pulse, you hear the voice, and it says, "We are the spirit of the earth itself. We are growth, we are life, we are stone, we are earth, we are soil, we are strong. We feel that you are strong as well."
Well, this is unexpected, but pleasant surprise. I've never heard my calling to be answered by anything. This is marvelous. I also feel your strength, and I appreciate your magic mind, and I hope we can help each other using strength, and hopefully bolstering our weakness.
You hear the voice again say, "The crystal that you bears the memories of those geomancers long past. May they give you strength and guide you on how to continue to grow in strength, to call us when you need us."
I will take the crystal and just like look at it and like roll it over.
For the first time since you've received the crystal, since any of you received your crystals, you see that the shape of the crystal has changed. Being just this slab of cut crystal, it seems to have shifted, or is shifting as you are looking at it now, and it shifts to better suit something that is pleasant to your gaze. It almost seems to shift in an earthly way to what kind of looks like a jagged, maybe piece of flint, almost. That kind of same, almost obsidian dimples in the crystal itself. And it glows with a symbol that you always recognize as being the symbol of geomancy. You've seen it worn on druids, geomancers, who've studied it all of their life, and it seems like there is a glow from this crystal that seems to impart some knowledge, some experience to you, making you able to hear the voice of the earth.
Well, this is fascinating and surprising. I don't know what this means, but I feel like it can only be a good thing. Curious. I'll try this again another day, see if it changes. But I'll look up at the glowing orbs that have totem-like thing. Does it have like a more of a corporeal body than the totems? Like, does it have like limbs and such?
Yeah, it begins to shift your expectations of how you would see or what you would comprehend perhaps Earth taking on a physical form would look like.
So I would immediately think of the summons from 14 that are just like the little rock golems that just float behind you. So that's it. That's exactly what I'm going to have him look like.
Absolutely. The Earth gathers around this mote of light, and it begins to take on... it doesn't quite form the legs, but kind of this floating upper torso, if you will, of loose-fit rocks to look pseudo-humanoid in nature. And it speaks by forming this rudimentary mouth in the stone, if you will. And it says, "You may call upon us for wisdom once a day. We will try to answer any question about the land that we can answer with the best of our knowledge."
May I ask a question of you today?
You may.
Are these lands in danger? Imminent danger?
Yes, there is a corruption that has taken root in the earth, a poisoning of the land. To the east, there is a deep cave. Some ancient dark force has retreated there, biding its time, licking its wounds. It must be expunged from this earth for the land to heal.
Well, I would seek out this evil, but I perhaps will need time to do so. Can you tell me more about this cave? Does it have a name? Does it have any distinct features? I'm sure there are many caves to the east. I don't have a map. I don't know. I don't know the area as well as some of my companions.
It will say, "I have already answered one question, but I will impart some knowledge of the area to you." And the floating figure comes up to you and with a rocky, stony appendage, not quite fully formed hand, touches your forehead, and you feel the corruption of the earth in the distance. You can feel an almost sickness wash over you as you feel the current area of the land is fine. It feels like sun on a rock. It feels like cool grass between your toes. But then as your consciousness reaches out further to the east, you feel sickened. It feels like a nausea almost takes over. But you reach out to the area anyway, and it feels like the cavern itself is natural, but there are structures inside that are old, that are man-made, unnatural. But this cave feels familiar, like you've been there before.
Do I see it in my mind's eye, or am I just feeling it?
You're feeling it through the earth. You're not seeing it so much as feeling its familiarity.
Okay. As soon as it stops touching me and I let that wash over me, I'll take a deep breath, and I'll say, "I thank you for imparting this wisdom. Again, I will do my best to gather necessary truth to make my way there as soon as possible. This thing, this whatever it is, it doesn't feel right. I can't imagine it's doing any good for the area." And just take some deep breaths, and then I'll look over at the totem that I'm marshalling now, and I will get up from my meditative state, and I'll start to walk towards the southern gate, and kind of look back to see it following.
It does.
Okay.
Yep.
I figured it would, but I just wanted to make sure that that's how it works. And
Yep.
How many things
cool.
can we add to our party?
Well, I mean, I didn't know that you were a summoner when I picked my class, so...
You guys would pick all of the classes with all of the pets.
Yep. We
Right,
all pick all the pet classes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, where are your pets?
We are each other's pets.
Oh, okay.
He's my bird totem.
Chunkamunka. All right.
I didn't come with a pet. I was just gifted a pet.
That's
You
fair.
got a pet.
You got a stick.
Why do you keep doing
Fine.
this? Why do you keep doing
Yeah,
this?
Tobias.
That's sick.
I can only summon one pet at a time.
Tobias.
Are you wondering what your favorite wacky nerds are up to? Search for Campaigns of the Plains on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and make sure to follow and like us to keep up with all our content and news. You might also find exclusive content for fans only. Remember to catch us on YouTube every Friday at noon for a new episode of Campaigns of the Plains.
As far as I'm aware.
Are any of the rest of you doing anything? You have an hour before having to meet the guard.
Well, I don't know how much can be done in an hour, but I've been sort of working on a new idea for all of these formulae that I have.
Okay.
So I'd like to see if I can try and can come up with a new, what is it? A new component that is like a vaporizing solution, so that like on impact it might create like a small area of effect rather than just
A single usage?
whoever it hits gets the bonus.
Fair enough. You figured that throughout kind of working through this in your mind, you're probably going to need a deliverance system, and this is going to require some mechanisms, at least for the first one. And from what you've seen in this area, that might be hard to come by.
Mm-hmm.
So at this stage, planning, maybe trying to gather materials for it. It might be a little bit easier if you can find a tinkerer in town to kind of guide you through, or at least provide equipment.
Oh, the crazy.
Nah, you've already met the crazy man. He's the alchemist.
Okay.
Are you heading anywhere, or are you just kind of lost in thought as you're walking to the guardhouse?
At this point, I'm just kind of coming up with like ideas, like what might I need to do this? What sort of steps should I take in the creation of said, new improvement?
As you're, I'm imagining you're walking with everybody, and you kind of got your book out and taking down notes and everything. Feels like you're being watched, Marquies.
Jesus, I have a fucking perception out the goddamn road.
That's why you feel like you're being watched.
Okay.
I know what your passive perception is, and it's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Why are you so disgusting, Marquis?
Um,
I'm interrupting everything. I'm sorry.
I guess I'd like to see if I can do a quick scan, see like what is giving me these heebie-jeebies.
Check. Go ahead and make me a perception check, as you are now actively searching for this presence.
13, yes.
13? Can't pinpoint it, but you get this feeling. As you're kind of looking around and searching the crowd, you get this feeling like you caught the glimpse of somebody that you recognized before, and like you catch an instant of them as you're scanning the crowd, and then like as you scan back, because you feel like you recognize somebody there, whatever figure that may have caused that is gone, and you just hear this voice in your ears say, "Have you fixed it?"
No.
You quickly turn. There's nobody beside you but the rest of your crew.
Did anyone else hear someone talk to us? Someone trying to get our attention?
Bear and I looking around.
Maul is like...
And I try to think more on that voice, and or trying to remember who that was.
You hear another voice now. Now in your right ears, the other one was in your left. You hear, "Have you found what's broken?" In your left ear again, "Did you fix it?" You
I
guys
just
now...
think to myself, because at this point I'm pretty sure they have no idea, they don't know what's going on, and I don't want to sound out loud like a crazy person, so I'm thinking into my head, no,
As
I've found nothing but more clues.
as you're thinking on this, you try to place that voice or voices, because they are two different voices, but they are very close sounding. Slight intonations make a change. Two individuals, perhaps. 2 males, 2 younger males. Very close in age, very close in intonations, minor differences in pitches. You're a detective. These things are things that you normally notice. But as you think on it, why don't you make me a history check? As these voices are on the edge of familiarity to you.
History. What the hell is my history? Oh, not bad. Not good. 9.
It's not enough to place who these voices are, but a memory comes back to you. Pain. Lots of pain. And then suddenly standing on what feels like the edge of a very tall building, looking down into an abyss. 2 flames, 2 blue flames in front of you, both of them speaking to you. It ends the memory there, but it almost gives you a panic attack, because as you come back from that quick vision, it's like when your body starts to get that falling motion, and you can't pull yourself from it, but finally you do, and you do see as Marquies kind of audibly jerks back, like he was about to fall, but saved himself. Marquies, your breath kind of quickens, and like I said, it's almost like a panic attack, because your heart starts to beat, and you start to become sweaty underneath already sweaty leathers, but a clammy type of sweat.
You almost tripped.
Yes, I did. I caught myself though, and I'm gonna put the book away. Just try to pass it off like, oh yeah, that's exactly what happened.
You didn't trip afterwards.
Trying to make sure he looks cool too.
Din is the best hype, man.
Yeah.
Always got your back.
Like, what the hell was that Adam Sandler movie where he pours water on his pants so the kid doesn't look like he pissed himself?
Billy Madison.
Yeah, there you go. It's cool to trip. Din made it cool.
You tripping?
I believe that was Big Daddy.
No, I think it was Billy Madison. Yeah, because it was where he was in school.
Yeah, it's Billy Madison.
Yeah. But anyway.
I don't know, you were asking me about Adam Sandler and Stan.
Yeah, so these voices dissipate, but your heart doesn't stop pounding. It takes you like a good solid minute or two to take enough deep breaths to even steady your breathing.
One more quick glance at the crowd as we continue on.
Go ahead and make me one more perception check.
Oh man, one of these has to actually roll. Oh, fuck. 10. Fuck all of these dice, man.
Time to buy more.
It's time to dump.
Time to dump them.
Time to dump them.
This is about to be.
Yeah, so, like, again, you look out into the crowd looking for whatever is giving you this feeling of something watching you. And the best you get is a momentary glance of this tall humanoid-ish figure, human-looking, dressed in a completely white robe with some black and gold trimming. They have 2 different colored eyes. One is green, the other is blue. Not the swirl of the all bed that you would know, but 2 different colored eyes. And it's almost like there's 2 motes of fire just burning behind them before it seems like your concentration can't stay on them long enough, and you're forced to blink or turn, and suddenly they're gone. And all you're left with is this voice in your head saying, "There's no room for it." Good reaction for both Cat and in-game, yes.
Hutch agrees. Hutch agrees.
He's so loud when he does it, too. It's just... okay. Damn it, man, I wish these dice were rolling better. I want to know more about what's going on here. Well...
Who am I?
I guess I'll just have to take what I have out of that.
Yeah, it shakes you, and like I said, it leaves you with that anxiety, that shaky hand, that clammy sweat, and just a feeling of pit of dread. Alright. The rest of you, Becky, are you or Din doing anything else?
Oh, we're just walking along.
Just walking
Tripping
along?
around.
Yeah, you see... Why What are you guys' passive perceptions right now?
My passive is 13.
13.
13.
Same. You notice that while Marquies is usually pretty staunch individual, you catch him, like, his eyes or his lenses darting about, looking for something, and his head is kind of, like, moving pretty quickly, like he's trying to find something in this crowd. What's your passive perception, Asher?
Oh, it's 11.
11?
Down.
Okay.
It's pretty.
But yeah, you guys notice as there's this visible, like, shake to, like, his hands, as he's trying to, like, maybe, like, move them at his side to try to, like, shake something off.
Hey, weirdo. You're being weird again. What's up? You're, like, freaking out back there.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just all lost in thought. Sorry.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll me insight.
Probably gonna fucking win because I can't.
Ooh.
Can't
Yeah, it is.
Shit.
That's a dirty 20.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Go ahead and roll me bluff. Deception.
What?
Sorry.
Bluff, precious.
Yep. Wrong edition.
Yep, you win.
Yeah, something has Marquies, like, shook. Like, he is
Actually,
shook.
it's decent rolls, too. It's so bad.
Like I said, he's a very normally staunch individual, but there is something that has, like, caught his attention and made him visibly, like, anxious. Even being covered completely in leathers.
Body language.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. But, you know, if there's anything on your mind, you don't have to put in a book for people, right?
I'm not the one who writes those.
Sure, you tell your story to someone who does.
I honestly have no idea how they get any of that information.
Anyway, you're okay though, right?
I think so.
Becky, there's been this twinge at the back that's made you even more perceptive to Marquis' anxiety here, as you feel a little bit of it yourself. The arcane runes on your skin begin to almost, like, crackle with power and almost make you a little, not physically itchy, but, you know, that, like, there's something that's not comfortable around you, like, that under the skin, like, there's something here that you're physically allergic to, some kind of arcane energy that is disagreeing with these runes on your skin.
Like when you walk into a house and you get the heebie-jeebies and you think, yeah, this place is fucking haunted, and then you leave.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of that feeling, that spine-tingling,
I'm out.
yeah.
I'm not getting good vibes from this place. I'm out.
Something's not agreeing with those runes on your body.
I probably, like, scratch my arm a little bit, and I'm like, maybe it's the humidity. It's kind of dry around here.
I think possibly just the mood.
Yeah, sure.
Becky, you hear a familiar voice in your ear. That deep, dark, guttural voice that you heard in your dream from the one named Diabolos. And he seems annoyed. And he says, "Keepers of the dead. The keepers of the dead are near you. Beware.
I don't think any of that.
Should they touch you, they may claim my power from you."
I think back to him. Who are the keepers of the dead?
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check as you feel like the power in your body is almost shielding you in a certain direction.
That's 17.
17? Yeah, you focus on the magic that these ruins course through your body, and while they shift and ebb and flow the power in your body to certain points to give you better offensive capabilities, this is a different feeling. This is one of defensiveness, almost like there is a point over your left shoulder where the dark arcane energies are built up, almost as if subconsciously they feel an attack incoming, and they've begun to guard you, or you've begun to guard yourself, as you are now one with this power as well, from some kind of incoming attack. And you look over your shoulder. Make me a perception check.
Natural 20.
Holy shit. For a total of what?
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
23.
23. So, there is this distortion of aether in the crowd, and it takes you a moment, but it almost feels like the power that has been granted to you keens your vision in on this tear in the aether, and you see this individual, not for what it is, or you feel like you're only getting a glimpse of what it actually is. But there is this humanoid male, pale, almost alabaster white, white robe, black trim, gold filigree work along the sleeves, and you see that it has one blue eye, one green eye, and you see these orbs of fire behind them over either shoulder, one red, one blue, and like the arcane energy that it's giving off is making you sick. Like, it is a contrast to the power that you now hold within your body. Stark contrast. And this being is not looking at you. They are staring at Marquies.
Hey, Marquies.
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to have been a little freaked out earlier by someone who's creepier than you are? Because I think I see him now.
Just kind of like, what?
Do I answer?
Becky, like, you can't tear your gaze from this individual. Like, you can feel the sickening amount of aether that's radiating from this individual. And it's a good thing that the people in the crowd probably aren't etherically adept as you are, but you're, like, almost becoming, like, nauseous from the amount of etherical waves that are coming off of this person. You can literally see them, and you can see it washing off now as you look down at your skin and you see the aura of the dark that you've taken, the black. It is barely keeping these etheric waves from crashing over you. Asher, you're hearing this conversation, and you kind of close your eyes for a moment, and you try to sense this individual's presence. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Oh, I have no background on that. 14.
Still good enough. You can't see this individual, but you can feel this shift in aether, or rather, the shift in the life stream below you. You're in touch with the green word, and you can feel the direction of the soul's pull along the ley lines of the earth, and you feel as though you're close to a pinnacle or a waypoint of the life stream. It's so close. And you look down below you and listen to the green word, and you see the pulsing veins of the earth. They seem to all head into the crowd in front of you, to the direction that Becky is now looking. Din, these people are all, like, looking in one direction, and you're looking, and, like, there's this, like, goofy-looking Rogden in the crowd that's, like, picking his nose now and, like, looking at Becky, and, like, you're like, are they all staring at him?
Just a nice day. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. These people have all just stopped and are staring at this goofy-looking motherfucker.
Garish was picking his nose, too.
Good. But yeah, Becky, this is... You can't tear your eyes off of this individual. Like, it's just an immense, like, pocket of aether that's... he seems to be emanating.
Is he doing anything, or is he just staring at us?
Staring dead at Marquies.
Oh, at Marquis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need a little more detail, Becky.
Well, he's really, really pale. He's got weird eyes, like green one and a blue one. And he's like all dressed in white gold. And he's staring at you.
I can tell that she's fixated on this figure.
It almost seems like she can't take her eyes off of him. Like, she's trying to turn to talk to you, but instead of being able to move, like, the full head is, like, kind of tilting her head towards you.
I'm gonna, like, sort of nudge her to, like, sort of force her to look away.
As Marquies, like, bumps into you, Becky, this person's gaze suddenly shifts to you, and you see the 2 flames behind them, like, flare up, and all of a sudden there's this wave of aether that goes crashing towards you, and instinctually your newfound wings fold around you in front of you, and you guys now see as you bump into her and are, like, moving her away. Becky, this is all in slow motion for you as it is happening, but the etheric wave is coming towards you, and your wings just fold down like this, and you guys see now the runes on Becky's wings, newfound wings, begin to glow this bright purple dark energy, and all of a sudden, like, she's knocked on her ass.
Oh. I'll help her out.
Help.
You're like a turtle.
Yeah. No, Becky, your wings are sprawled out as you're knocked to the ground visibly for everybody to see, and, like, it's like getting back up off of the ground after you've been socked. I mean, every bone and muscle in your body is now tense, and as you, like, flex your wings to bring them back in, it hurts. It really hurts. Not like you've been harmed, but like you've used those muscles to the extent, and it hurts to flex them.
Yeah. Day after wing day.
Yeah, exactly.
Wing day.
I prefer flats.
Yeah, I offer my hand to help you back up.
Yeah. Get it.
So Marquies, you help Becky off of her tush.
What was that?
Milos, you actually come back into the picture as you see Becky, like, fold her wings in front of her protectively and gets knocked on her ass by this unseen force. And Marquies starts to help her back up off the ground.
I will approach with my little buddy following it and just, like, come up behind you and start rubbing her back and trying to soothe you. Are you okay? What was that?
Is the guy still there?
No, gone. Asher, you see that the ley lines, which had been converging on that individual, go back to their regular shifts.
There's a lot that I can't explain, but there was someone standing over there, and I point at the
Big
guy.
Rogden picking his nose, still, like, trying to pick his nose harder in competition with Din.
Just like getting ready to fling it.
Not the gross guy, but a different gross guy. And he was pale, and don't ask me how I know this, but I think he's a keeper of the dead. And I think he was after Marquies, but then he turned, he attacked me. I feel like the energy was just drained out of me. Bad news.
Well, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I might need to take a nap.
Back right?
Yeah, actually. That would be great.
So you're gonna climb up on Milos?
Yeah.
It's just now a few minutes until you guys are set to meet at the guard post. So, are you guys gonna head there?
Yeah, we can walk and talk, and I can, like obviously I have a big flute of mane, but I'm gonna try and, like, talk up at you, and to the rest of the party and be like, does anyone know what the Keeper of the Dead is? I've never heard of those. Were they like a spooky Grim Reaper type of thing?
I don't know what they are. I heard the name in my head, and then I saw the guy, and that's all I know. And then he was staring daggers at Marquies, and then he attacked me.
So the mention of the name for them, does that maybe help ring any bells?
Go ahead and make me... Let's start with a history check.
Asher's read a lot of books.
If you want to try to remember anything about Keeper of the Dead, yeah.
Well, I rolled a nat 20 on the ground, but I don't think that counts.
Not on the ground, unfortunately.
But I did roll a 21 up here.
All right. Marquies?
You said history.
Yep.
I actually rolled decent for a change.
All right.
Plus 4, 23.
23. So the both of you think back on any kind of history that you can think about, anything that you've read or even heard about a Keeper of the Dead. And there have been lots of people that have been called Keeper of the Dead. Those that watch the entrances to the far planes are known as Keepers of the Dead. But these are all ceremonial positions. Mm-hmm. But those ceremonial positions are all kind of a mock position for the real Keeper of the Dead. So since you guys rolled so high on those, I'll allow you to roll a religion check with advantage.
Oh, fuck. Where's... Oh, wait. Natural 20.
Nice. Asher?
Oh, my religion?
Yep.
24 total.
Okay.
Starts with an R. That's a 5.
5? Yeah, I mean, you think on the history and, like, it has to be some kind of, like, something tying to the church, because the church is always tied to those ceremonial positions. But you can't quite think why. Your mom didn't really get too in-depth in that portion of the church. But, Marquies, you've studied the church. There's been a morbid curiosity about the far plane and its history. You know that this position, these people that watch the far plane, as you saw them when you went, are all dressed in these white robes with gold trimmings, and they all carry these scales, and in the scales they have these 2 candles, or 2 magical flames, depends on who it is, that are said to weigh the sins and good deeds of those who pass, to see if they are worthy of being passed on to a greater existence, or if they are bound to be rebirthed through the life stream for a second chance. These people, even though the greater overall religion is not practiced here, more so focused on the Aeons, the worship of the 12 is rarity here, but you know that these priests are usually supposed to be taking on the role of the god Naldthal.
How you spell?
Nald apostrophe Thal. Naldthal is actually 2 beings, fused as one sometimes, but always known as Keepers of the Dead. As I said, they weigh the souls of the dead to see if those souls are worthy of moving on to a greater afterlife or being rebirthed through the life stream in an attempt to become worthy of moving on. So, that is what you remember of that. Back at the hut, Elly.
Oh, Lord. And then Marquies found out who the killer was because of a fingernail found on the body. Amazing.
This woman, Severus Snape style, rolls up her sleeves, pushes your head back into the book that you have been reading for the better part of this morning.
This person that I'm reading about here reminded me of that case, so I wanted to share the story with you.
How does the great hero Cecil have anything to do with a detective?
Because Marquies is a great hero. His 7th book will be a bestseller.
I don't care.
I'll get you an autographed copy. Cecil's cool too. He did really like that one chick, didn't he? It's really too bad they're all dead now.
Death happens to us all.
Yeah, and sometimes they come back alive again. Flips Paige.
They really shouldn't.
Okay.
Do you know why you're studying these heroes of old?
Yeah, you told me so that I don't summon a bad one.
It's not summoning a bad one. It is, the more you know about these individuals, the greater chance you have of being able to control them.
That does make sense.
You have to understand that the visions that we summon, they use the Fireflies as a vessel to resume the time of their greatest ability, whatever age they were during that.
That makes sense.
And some are very powerful.
Yes, I've noticed that.
And also not helpful or destructive or evil.
Yes.
And you don't want that destruction to come to you or your friends
Yes,
or
that's
the
very
world.
True. I would like to keep all of my friends alive. And the world, too, I suppose.
So you understand that the more knowledge you have of an area and the heroes, and not only heroes, but the villains of the area, cause you to be able to control them even
and
more
I
so.
control villains, too?
Step outside.
Okay. I grab my bread.
You step outside. This woman who you have not even asked her name, you've just been taking orders blindly from.
She's been mean to me. I don't want to ask her name.
The Tonberry follows her out to the field that is behind her home now. There is a clearing in this grove, but it's dense enough where it seems like it's really hard to see through that. And she kind of seems like she's sensing all around, and she says, there. And you see as she starts to gesture and chant like she's about to summon. And you now see that her Tonberry begins to change and take form in the flash of a red light. There is this very tall figure in front of you, dressed in a red cloak with blue spots. His face itself, almost demonic red.
I don't read about him yet.
The cloak that seems to be billowing about him is no cloak at all, but is these flames that lick at the ground and start anything that it touches on fire.
Grab Poppy and put her in front of my face.
And she says, do not look away.
Oh, a peek. You heard her, Poppy. Don't look away.
This is the fiend known as Rubicant, the fiend of fire.
Oh.
His destructive fire nearly caused the downfall of the city of Baron and those cities around him.
Oh, we've been to Baron.
Now, looking at Rubicant, do you think he was a good individual? His demonic form, bares its fangs at you. His white eyes show through the flames.
Wait, you jump back a little and Poppy hisses. No, he's mean.
And she just kind of nods, yeah, she's not wrong. And she says, while he was more honorable than the other fiends, he is the very being of fire, of the destructiveness of fire.
He's on fire.
If I were to allow him, and she seems to take a more relaxed stance, and you see this tiny thread of aether begin to catch fire between her and him, and it kind of begins to erupt in fire as it goes along and travels towards her.
Oh, that's not good.
And she holds up a hand and stops it.
Oh.
She says, they will not hesitate to possess you. This is but a go-between form that he can use to use his powers, but only with my aether. Now imagine if he was able to take corporeal form.
That would be bad.
It would be bad, because this is what he's capable of. And she points to this tree in the distance, and you see as Rubicant opens the palms of his hands, and these giant gouts of fire erupt, and from a small point on the tree, you see this burning ember, and all of a sudden it goes boof, and this sphere of fire erupts around the tree, and there is nothing left but ash.
That was really cool.
It's not cool.
That was really bad.
But they can serve your purpose. You only need to gather information and know more about them and train.
I want to do that.
Let's try.
Oh, right now?
You already know information about Cecil.
Cecil seems like a nice guy.
He is very nice.
My friend has his armor.
That
it's very cool
you said.
armor.
Why don't we go ahead and attempt to reach out?
Okay.
Do not summon him.
Oh.
You are contacting him first.
Okay. Pop it down and tap her on the head. Okay. I do what she did, and I close my eyes, and I'm thinking, Tess, are you hello?
You feel a presence, but you open your eyes, and you are no longer in this grove in the forest. You are standing in what looks to be just an endless expanse of foot-high, crystal-clear water, but it is this twilight area. There are stars above, floating galaxies around. It looks like a clear night sky, and it's reflective in the pool of water beneath you. And you hear the footfalls of someone approaching you, a splash of water, of steady steps. And you see a man in brilliant white armor with blue trimmings and stark white hair approach you.
Hello, Cecil.
Cecil
I've seen you before.
just kind of smiles and nods his head.
In a vision. Not like this. I think this is a vision too. Really, Cecil.
He just kind of smiles.
I told her to tell you. Hi.
He bows.
If I ever need your help to not die, could you help me?
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. Oh, Lord. Am I persuasive? No. I mean, kind of. I'm cute. Oh my god, I got a natural 20. 20.
Gosh, you guys' dice are hot.
23.
He kneels down into the water, but what's your passive perception?
17.
Not bad.
She's very perceptive. She's just nervous.
You see the ripple of water flow out from him towards yourself. He's almost glowing in this twilight area.
Mm-hmm.
You look down at the ripple and you see a reflection in this clear water of yourself, and you get a little vertigo almost as, like, all of a sudden it feels like you're falling towards that reflection off to the side.
Am I up or am I down? Oh, no.
Suddenly you look up and you see that Cecil has a reflection in this water, but it's not the reflection that you see. It's this figure dressed in the dark armor that, Asher is wearing currently.
Mm-hmm.
But he is in the same stance, in the same form as Cecil.
Oh, hello, other Cecil. We have your armor now. It's very helpful.
There's this kind of dark aura that is coming off of that particular Cecil.
I don't think I got this far. Why is part of you dark?
You finally hear a voice in your head that says, "As with all beings, there cannot be light without darkness. There cannot be darkness without light.
That makes sense.
Which side of you comes through is up to you."
Oh, that makes sense. Well, as long as both of you help and are nice and don't possess me, then whatever is most helpful in the situation would be sufficient.
Both of them are like kneeling towards you, but like you can't help but feel that vertigo, as it almost seems like you're feeling like you're seeing both Cecils kneeling before you, or you're viewing both of them at the same time. It's very weird here. But you feel this both warm and cold attachment seek you out. And you hear the voice of the woman say, "Now, bring him here."
Okay. I'll reach out and grab him. I'll touch him. I'll pat him on the head. I'll reach out and pat him on the head.
As you make contact with him, why don't you roll me D20?
Okay.
Or percentile, whatever you want to. It really doesn't matter what dice. We'll say percentile.
Okay.
Yeah.
See which one I get. Oh boy. 17.
17. So, you open your eyes now, and you're back in that grove, and now before you, you see the image of Poppy glow bright, and then suddenly, as the brightness is almost at its apex, it turns to this dark black energy, and it fades back down, and you see the ghostly form of the Dark Knight Cecil kneeling before you.
Hello, Cecil. There were two options. I just look at her, like, apologetically. There were two options, but they both seemed nice.
It's very telling.
Right. Well, he said he'd help me and not possess me.
Sure. This is a very good first step.
Oh. We did a step. Pop. Oh, you're Poppy. I should look at Cecil. Can you make a tree?
There's not really a voice or a reaction. She says he's your summon. He listens to you. He is not a person anymore.
Usually I ask to do it.
It's because you're letting them.
Oh, dear.
You're not commanding them. You've let them draw upon your ether up to this point.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what he does. Wait, where's my book? Okay. He's got a sword. Probably stabbed.
You get all of his stats and all of his abilities, which I will give you. But she says to send him away, and now
I don't know how to spell Cecil.
Cecil. But she says send him away.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
And he kneels back down, and there's like this almost dark flame that kind of engulfs him, simmers back down, and Poppy is left standing there.
Is that weird for you? It's kind of weird for me.
Now she says, let's try doing what you did before, when you don't know.
Oh, well, usually I only do it when I'm under severe distress.
Do not worry, I am here.
Okay, I don't know who's there, but I need you to come help me, please. Thank you.
Go ahead and roll me percentile.
Oh, God.
We'll laugh if it's Cecil again. Be like, I was just here.
What do you need?
What do you want? Why'd you send me away?
Right.
I got what is an 80? 880.
That's 80. Yep.
I got an 8008? Did I just win D&D?
Go ahead and roll me a d10.
Oh, God. Okay, D10. Which one's the D10? The one I just rolled, dummy. A 10.
A 10? Okay. So, Poppy again begins to glow in this bright light, and you see now that that light fades again, and there is this woman standing before you now in a long, dark dress, very deep V in the front, very high neck through the back, and this golden, almost like crown behind her. You look and you see that fingers are long and sharp.
Oh, hello.
And she has like this really tight bun, and there's those veins that go to her eyes. She has this kind of stare at you like you are lesser than she is.
Well, you're really pretty in a weird... Yeah. Who are you?
She holds up her hand,
No, don't do that.
and you feel your body begin to
Oh, no, you
slow
stop it.
down.
Help!
These icicles begin to form above her,
Oh.
and they are pointed at you.
Well, if you kill me, you go away.
The woman behind you, you see her lash out a tether and drain that energy away.
Oh.
Suddenly the figure dissipates.
Who's that?
Not anybody good.
Oh, yeah, I got that sense.
See, and that's what can happen if you blindly reach out to these visions.
Okay, well, I won't do that again.
Does it again.
We have much to study.
Yeah.
And that is where we will end this episode.
Oh, no.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, every Wednesday for the previous Friday's podcast, anywhere where you get your podcasts, make sure to follow us at Campaigns of the Plains. And on YouTube, every Friday, you're going to see our new episodes. So make sure to follow, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, and we will see you next Friday. Thanks, guys.
Run and tell that. Run and tell that.
Oh.
Thank you for tuning in to the Campaigns of the Plains channel. Catch new material every Friday on YouTube, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.